Hello everybody, my name is Kieran Kyo, and for my final presentation for this Humanities 101 course, I'm going to be arguing that the ancient Mastiff and the current modern day Mastiff are very different dogs and only share uh, physical traits for their similarities. I'm going to be arguing that their temperaments are very different. So the Mastiff breed can be traced back to the Molossus dogs of the Molossi people in northwestern Greece. Um, in ancient times, these dogs were used as guardian and fighting dogs. Uh, and you can see here, this Greek statue called the Jennings dog is thought to depict a Molossan type dog from ancient Greece. We're going to touch on the Cane Corso, which is a Italian Mastiff later in this slideshow, and I'd like for you to draw the similarities in appearance between this Jennings dog sculpture and the Cane Corso. Mastiffs go back very far in history, and you can see here Mastiff-like images were found in some Babylonian relics dating back to 2200 BC. It's not entirely clear how the Mastiff made its way from northern Greece to the rest of the world, but it is known that the English Mastiff, or once the dogs began to be referred to as Mastiffs, they made their way from Asia over to England. And they were used in England similarly to how they were used when they were known as the Molossus in Greece as guardians and protectors. When the Romans expanded their empire and made their way to England, they were in awe of these large dogs fighting alongside the English. And Julius Caesar himself made note of this in his personal journal. And the English Mastiff was transported back to Rome and put to use in the Colosseum and eventually used as a Roman war dog to accompany Roman soldiers. And here are some images that depict that. And again, I'd like for you to draw some similarities between this appearance and, most similarly, the Cane Corso. The cropped ears here fit with the Cane Corso breed standard, and I find that interesting. So as the years went on, the use of the dog changed, and through selective breeding, the temperament of the dog changed. During the 1800s, the Mastiff continued to be used as a guardian, but became a companion as well. And it was during this time that their behavior was noted as loyal, courageous, but also gentle. Unfortunately, during the era of World War I and World War II, the breed began to disappear. This was due to food shortages in England because of the wars. And this dog, the English Mastiff, became known as a butcher's dog because they were the only people who could afford to feed the dog due to their large size. The AKC noted that after the Second World War, there were only 14 English Mastiffs left in Britain. Fortunately, the breed was brought back to life using some help from American Mastiff breeders that provided new bloodlines to ensure healthy dogs. This provided everyone with an opportunity to shape and mold the breed, and a new priority was placed on friendly, docile temperament, which is a standard in today's English Mastiffs, who are known as good-natured, calm, and affectionate. Mastiffs stretch all across the world, calling home to nearly every continent. Some continents have even 3 or 4 different Mastiff breeds that call that place home. So it's very likely that you're familiar with the Mastiff breed, even though you may call it by another name. So here I'm going to go through a couple of the different breeds and talk about differences in appearance and temperament. The English Mastiff, which we've been talking about, is the largest of all the Mastiff breeds, weighing anywhere between 160 and 230 pounds. The largest dog ever, according to the Guinness World Records, was an English Mastiff named Zorba, weighing 343 pounds. He died in 1992, living for 11 years. The Neapolitan Mastiff and the Cane Corso are the two Italian Mastiffs, and it's thought that these Mastiffs are some of the oldest breeds because they originated in Greece and Italy, near where the first Molossers were found. The Neapolitan Mastiff is unmistakable, very heavy at 150 pounds with distinctive wrinkles and a large bone structure. The Cane Corso, on the other hand, is the smallest of the Mastiff breeds, weighing between 90 and 130 pounds. The Cane Corso is also the most athletic and in fact replaces the Belgian Malinois in Greece and Italy and many European countries as the choice of police dog. The Borbal, or South African Mastiff, is a true working dog. The name Borbal comes from an Afrikaans word that means farmer's dog. These dogs accompanied farmers, European farmers, when they settled in South Africa and had to be very protective, strong, and independent to protect their land and their family from all kinds of potential threats in South Africa. This brings us to Henry. Henry is my dog, and he is a 2-year-old Cane Corso. We've had him since he was 8 weeks old, and he has continued to impress us. His eagerness to learn, excitement to please, and willingness to do new things and follow commands has been very impressive. His temperament has been perfect and fitting in line with the standard of Mastiff temperament. He's calm and collected, and even in stressful situations, he always looks to myself or my fiance for direction. We were told when we were looking into Mastiffs that the Mastiffs are sensitive dogs. And I've never met a dog more sensitive than Henry. Because of this, his training has been shaped to a mostly positive-based reinforcement model. Any negative reinforcement will cause him to pout and sulk, and he takes negative reinforcement very hard. In addition, his athleticism has been very surprising, especially for a Mastiff breed who are large, bulky dogs. And once I watched him jump over a 6-foot retaining wall just because he wanted to be closer to his mom. He did that like it was nothing, without any instrument. Henry is an affectionate and friendly dog, but he is aloof and doesn't interact with strangers, which is perfect temperament for a Mastiff. This being said, his guardian traits are very clear. He has a deep, imposing bark that the first time I heard it made me nervous. He's protective of his home and will not let anyone into the home that's not invited. But his training is excellent, and as soon as he receives a signal that someone is a friend, his demeanor changes and that person is allowed in. I should note here that he's not aggressive when strangers come to the house, but he sits at alert and will make certain that we know someone is at the door. Henry is loyal to a fault, and he loves his people. He believes he is a lapdog, as you can see here. Currently weighing at 110 pounds. He's the largest lapdog that I've ever known. Thank you for watching my presentation, and I hope that you learned something.